I had a deep, gnawing fear that my parents were both going to kick the bucket at any moment, or that they alternatively were going to abandon me. Now this sounds like it would be an irrational fear, but my older, new agey hoarder mother with anger issues kind of made things interesting, so never knew what was going to happen. Like the time that she pulled me out of school for 5 years so that we could go to mind control courses together and find our spirit animal. She always said that I was a dolphin, but I knew for reals I was a labradoodle. So our tiny condo, aka school, was like bursting at the seams with so many magazines and healing crystals and abandoned exercise equipment. This tiny space, my mother's anger fuse would just go off very quickly, especially since we were there all the time, me being homeschooled. And she'd turn purple, and I would just be so worried that she was either going to pop a blood vessel or just decide to storm out, and that would be the last time that I would see her. And I did have a dad. He was this quiet New Zealand man, and he finally asserted his manhood by saying that he was so embarrassed of the way the house was that he was not going to let any visitors come over. So inadvertently, he actually isolated me even more. It was very practical, though. I had a survival plan. I was going to live in Costco. And my greatest fear happened because they are the only place that sells tents and also gives free samples. I had another plan though, which was siblings. So I was like, if I can just get a sibling, then it doesn't matter if my parents die because I will not be alone in this world. So I would ask my mom every Christmas to have a brother, an older brother ideally, but I'd take what I could get. Whenever I'd hang out with other kids, I would be like, let's play siblings. And they'd be like, pretend we're siblings. I'd be like, yeah, let's just fight over stuff and then we'll drink our juice boxes together and just be joyful in the solace that we're not alone in this world. Needless to say, I did not find my tribe for a while until I discovered musical theater. This was amazing because this is an entire cast of children and adults who are willing to suspend their disbelief and pretend they are a family unit. How many children are in that Von Trapp family, guys? Who cares if the mom is dead? Come on! This is it was musical therapy because Oliver Twist, Little Orphan Annie, their parents died, but they had sibling orphans, and all of them were rescued by these father figures with huge fortunes. That'd be great. Anyway, I became such a diehard theater fan. I did all the shows at the local musical theater, place that when I finally got to go to school in 5th grade, I decided that was actually just a whole other production that I got to do. I went to school every day in my costumes from my shows. Luckily, it was an experimental school that was 3 shacks in the middle of a dirt field with no actual grades, so I should have actually seen that much. And I actually got my friend Julie Hassan, I guess I made a best friend, to go and do musical theater productions with me. Anyway, I'm not sure when it happened that but one day into this theater production that I called school walked my imaginary sister Josephine. Decided she was an adult, so she wasn't around much, but she was super, super cool and also a lawyer and had a ton of money. We'd go to Catalina Island and the zoo together. And I drew lots of pictures of her. She didn't like to have her picture taken, even though she was super, super gorgeous. So I just draw pictures of her. And my friend Julie actually had an older brother who was an adult, so she totally got why my sister Josephine was not around a lot. But it made me really mad when other people didn't believe in Josephine. They'd be like, well, you were an only child, or why haven't you talked about your sister before? And I'd be like, oh my god, I know what this production needs. It needs props. So I wrote diary entries that she made, and I would steal them and bring them to school and read them. And I just needed more of it. I was like, I know what this production needs next. It needs a bigger cast. And Julie was the perfect person to go along with this. And I was like, Julie, you know what would be like super cool is like if we were sisters. She's like, yeah, I think he's so much better than Jenny. Jenny was her little sister, like some people have all the luck, right? And so I was like, yeah, but you know what would like how that could for reals happen would be like if my older sister Josephine married your older brother Matt. Wouldn't that be so cool? And she was like, yeah, could we get them together in some sort of like parent trap, like sort of like way? And I was like, well, I have an idea. Maybe like if we just lied and told everyone that they were gonna get married, then like they would meet in this funny way later when they had to sort it all out, and then they would fall in love. She started to tell everyone with me that our older brother and sister were going to get married, and we got everyone so excited about it. Even our teachers believed us. They were congratulating us, and I was a prop master, so I brought in Josephine's seating chart for her wedding, her bridal magazines. Everything was amazing because not only did I have this imaginary amazing sister, I also had my real sister that I got to go to school with every day. It was like a dream come true. It was heaven. I was never going to be alone again until it all came crashing down. I was walking to my car with my mom, and I was talking to Julie, and our moms were talking, and then this mom of this other girl in our class, Wendy, comes up and she's like, hi, I just want to say congratulations. Oh, and my mom was like, what are you talking about? She was like, oh, your daughter Jo, she's marrying her son Matt right in July. Congratulations, so sweet, so special. And my mom, in her typical harsh tone, was like, I'm sorry. I think there's been a miscommunication. Stephanie is an only child. And in that moment, my sister Josephine died. And the betrayal in Julie's eyes. And all the parents like looked at their progeny with like harsh disdain. And my mom like dragged me back to the car, and as she like filled her lungs with this breath for a tirade, I said, Mom, I know where this is going.